guys, welcome back to Risse Inspired. I'm Risse, and before you say anything, I know I've not been around in a hot minute, but just come with me and bake with me as I explain myself. But before we get into that, I just want to show you the ingredients that you're going to need for baking scones. I'm going to be baking scones today and also just explaining myself of where I've been and what's been happening in my life. So yeah, let's get right into it. So the first thing you're gonna need is 8 cups of flour. So guys, no brand is gonna be featured in this cooking vlog or yeah, bake with me vlog because I'm not sponsored. So but then in here it's 8 cups of flour with a pinch of bicarbonate of soda or baking soda. This is the size cup that I use to measure, and then you will need 500 grams of butter, and then you are gonna need some vanilla essence. I hope you can see it. Oh, you can't see it. I don't wanna. You're gonna need some vanilla essence. You're gonna need a cup of sugar. I'm using brown. Ooh, I spilled some on my hand. And then you're gonna need 7 teaspoons of baking powder. So just make sure that when you measure your baking powder, you measure it flat like that, so it doesn't scoop over. So that's 7 teaspoons. You're also gonna need 3 eggs as well as inkomazi. So I'm gonna use inkomazi instead of normal milk or buttermilk, so you can use that. But then as you're mixing, if the consistency is not right, you can add your milk as well. A set of clean hands, and of course a good glass of wine, right? So yeah, let's get right into it. I'm gonna first start with the butter. I'm gonna put the butter in. Oh, here's my mixing bowl. I'm gonna put the butter in my mixing bowl. And a quick disclaimer, I'm doing laundry, so if you hear some weird sounds, it's my laundry machine. So I'm gonna mix the butter with, so it's softened butter, so I'm gonna mix the butter with the flour and the sugar as I go about my rent. So this year has been totally weird for me, totally, a bit difficult for me, because I don't know, man, I've just been feeling like I don't get time to myself. So between work and everything else, like seeing my friends or just basically building relationships around you and seeing your family and all of that, I've just been feeling like I just haven't had the time to myself, right? So a lot of things, or everything rather, that relates to the things that I really care about, or the things that, maybe let me not say care about, the things that are just me and just me, my time to myself, I haven't been getting the time to do because I've been so busy, and I've just been, if I'm not at my family's house, I am busy with work or I'm traveling. So it's just been so hectic that I haven't really had the time to vlog or just do some nice stuff. But a lot of things have been happening in my life. Ooh, English. So here's the mix. I'm gonna mix it. So yeah, so I've just been, I don't know, especially with work, I don't know if you guys feel it too. Like, I just always feel like you're given so much of yourself sometimes that you don't get that work-life balance. And for me, I haven't been giving myself some time for work-life balance. This year I haven't went to therapy for myself, for my own mental health. I haven't been reading the way that I've planned to read. So basically my goals for this year have taken a bit of a back seat as I try to navigate work. I did join a new role in December, so I've been trying to navigate that and trying to find my feet and all of that. So it's been quite difficult, man. And you know, the little time that I would get to myself, I would just want to rest, because first of all, I travel so far to go to work. I travel about 60 kilometers to go to work and 60 kilometers back, so that's about 120 kilometers a day with all the traffic and everything. So by the time I get home, I'm just literally exhausted. I don't want to see anything. I just want to rest. I just want time to myself. And also adding to the fact that I have been coming back to work from work late, so that has not helped one bit. As well as just, yeah, man, it's just been weird for me. And I just been feeling like I have put myself in the back seat, and just tried to figure this life thing out. But to be honest with you, I don't know, I can feel I need some time to myself. I really need to center myself again and just really figure things out, really figure myself out. And yeah, I don't know how to explain it, but basically that's the long and short of it. I've just been busy with work, and I just haven't been finding the time for myself and the time to really do the things that I really love outside of work. And even when I do find the little time, I just want to rest. I don't want to do anything else. I just want to just kick back and sleep, because God knows I need that. So yeah, but at least I've had a chance to see a couple of my friends this year, so that's been great. I've had a chance to go out a bit and yeah, catch up with people here and there, so that's been good. At least, you know, that has been ticked off. But yeah, like I said, I think I need more time to myself, you know, more time for painting, because I love painting. I'm not Picasso or anything, but I love painting. It relaxes me quite a lot, and I haven't been doing that. More time for therapy, more time for solo dates, and just, you know, centering myself. I don't know, has anyone been feeling like that? And I know it's weird because it's only the beginning of the year. I mean, we're only on our third month, but for me, I feel like, it's November already. I need a break from everything. I just need some time to myself. So yeah, so that's been my life lately. And I'm not saying I'm complaining about a lot of things. It's just that I would love to have more time to myself and have the energy for myself as well, because it doesn't help, you know, having time to yourself and reading or whatever the case is. But if you don't have the energy to do all those things, then for me, I feel like it's just time that you get, you know, to just sit there and either fall asleep on the couch or just go to bed or mindlessly watch TV without really taking note of what's happening. So that's not healthy. But yeah, we need to find that balance as people. But it's really difficult, hey? Because we're social beings as well, and we want to work, we want to, you know, put food on the table, we want to be able to afford some of the things that you like. You want to be able to afford your liabilities as well. So it's very important to also just focus on work and all of those things. But I think one thing that I've learned throughout this whole process is that sometimes when you focus on like work and you're just so serious and you're just so stressed all the time, the quality of your output is not always the best, because you are working from a place of stress, you know. And sometimes it's not enjoyable, man. It's like, I don't want to do this. I found myself this year so many times waking up in the morning and being like, why am I doing this? Like, why am I? It's been quite hectic in that sense that I am so exhausted and I feel like I'm not pouring into my own cup, that sometimes I just wake up and I'm like, I really don't want to do this. I don't want to wake up. I don't want to go to work. I don't want to, whatever the case may be, whatever the day's activities may be, I just feel like I don't want to do it. But, you have to do what you have to do. Okay, so here is the butter and flour mixture that I have. So here it's butter, flour, sugar, a cup of sugar, as well as a pinch of bicarbonate of soda. So I've mixed that up. Those are my dry ingredients. The only thing that I just need to add to that is baking powder. So I'm just gonna add the baking powder to the mixture and then follow suit with my wet ingredients. Sorry about that. So yeah. Okay, now that that's all mixed up, I am going to wash my hands and then mix all the wet ingredients. So give me a second. Okay, now that my hands are all washed and dried up, I'm going to mix my wet ingredients. So first up, I'm going to add the vanilla essence to the milk, buttermilk inkomanzi. So I've added that. I must be honest with you, when it comes to the vanilla essence, I didn't measure, I just eyeballed it. However, you could do 2 teaspoons of vanilla essence, but I just eyeballed it. If it's too much vanilla, then sorry. But yeah, 2 teaspoons should be perfect. So I'm going to now add the eggs. I am gonna beat them, take my stress out of the eggs before I add them to the milk. Don't worry guys, I'm not gonna take my stress out of the eggs. Maybe I will, but happy with the mixture, I'm gonna add it to the milk, and then I'm gonna whisk. So now that, because this Tupperware is a little bit taller, I have the leeway of going as crazy as I want to, but also being careful not to spill over to the sides. Okay. And then I'm just gonna clean up before I work on the pan and just, yeah, and just mix it together. So this is how it looks. Oh, you can't see it, but it looks like, I don't know. I honestly don't know. It just looks great. It smells good. Just give me a moment. I need to clean up and prepare for mixing and putting it onto a pan. Cool. So I haven't mixed the wet and dry ingredients yet, but I dropped my butter. So now I have to get new butter. So it's just a scoop of butter, just that much. I am going to, I'm gonna put this in here. I'm going to lather it onto the pan just as preparation for the scones. Guys, please forgive me. I'm trying by all means to look at the camera as I'm doing this. It's very difficult. But yeah, let's do this. Another trick, my mom and my grandmother, when we grew up, used to say that when you're baking or when you're cooking anything, you need to do it with an open heart, because if if you don't, then your food is not gonna taste nice. So I always try to cook with an open heart. Okay. I've preheated the oven at 200 degrees for 10 minutes while I mix this. So another thing I wanted to say was that when I started my YouTube journey, I really thought that this would be something great, something that I can do in my spare time, and something that can feed into my cup. But I found myself at times feeling like, oh my goodness, it's just another thing that I need to do, and I don't want it to be like that, because then I'm not gonna enjoy it. I'm not gonna enjoy putting content together. And I must admit, I do enjoy it. I'm still figuring out my niche, but yeah, I really want to get to a point where I'm a bit more balanced, and I can also still do the things that I love doing. Okay, so what I normally do when I bake my scones is that when I pour in the wet ingredients, I create a bit of a hole in the center of the dry mixture, and then I add the wet ingredients in there, and then I just start working it in circles like that, and just mixing it in a circle, sort of like creating like a whirlwind. So yeah, so with this is when you will realize whether or not you had enough wet ingredients, or if you want to add more wet ingredients. In my case, I want to add a bit more, maybe just one more cup of the inkomazi, but I want to first mix this together as far as possible, so that I can see if it's really a great idea to mix the inkomazi or not. But by just the consistency, I can already tell that I would want to add just one more cup, or maybe half a cup of inkomazi. So yeah, that's pretty much been me. A lot of nice things happened, and I don't know if I said this before, but a lot of good things happened to me, especially in the month of Feb, where there was a graduation at work. I was in a program at work from 2021, and in Feb I graduated with my fellow program mates, and it was a beautiful thing that happened. It was really great to just see that everybody went through the program, and we came out of it with so much growth also. So that was something of a highlight for me during this time, and it came at a time when I was going through the most. Like, I felt like I didn't know what I was doing at work. I felt like, I'm just confused. I'm just taking it a day at a time. And having that graduation was sort of like validation for me, that look where you started and look where you are now. No one expects you to be perfect immediately, or even ever. No one expects you to be perfect, even though it sometimes feels like it. But everybody starts somewhere, and no one starts something new and already knows what they're supposed to do. And I think that's what I was expecting myself to do. I was expecting myself to be at a point where I knew so much, and to be honest, I had just arrived. So I had to bring myself back towards myself and say, listen, you just arrived. Take it a day at a time, take it a step at a time. understand what you need to do, understand what the role needs from you, understand what the business needs from you, and understand what value you can bring to the business. And that alone has helped me to be a bit more calmer, and just take it a day at a time. And I think it's as much as things have been hectic, it also helps reduce a bit of the noise, because when you start a new role, there's going to be so much expectation, and people are going to require things from you left, right, and center, and you're also trying to figure things out. And sometimes it could really throw you off and really demotivate you as a person. But sometimes you have to realize that all you'll have is you to bring yourself back, to say, listen, I really need to pull myself back to center and really be kinder to myself, because sometimes other people will not be kind to you. But also, I think I've been so fortunate to have a good support system, in the sense of my friends, in the sense of some of my colleagues, and it's just been a little bit easier to navigate this whole new role thing. The only thing now that's left is me trying to figure out this work-life balance, because right now it has me by the neck and the jaws and everything in between. So yeah, I think the consistency is actually quite good. I don't need to add more milk, so this is the consistency that I prefer. So this is the dough. I don't know how to explain it. Sorry for people who find this disgusting, but I find it actually quite funny. It's almost like Play-Doh a little bit. So you'll see that as it leaves your hands, it actually makes your hand a bit cleaner. So that's when you know that you have a good consistency. So what I will do, I will my counter is clean, so I'll smear a bit of flour so that I can shape the dough and then put it in the pan. And my scones will go into the oven. A bit of not dough but flour, and then I just sprinkle it on my counter, and that's where I'm going to mix, and not mix but cut my dough into scone pieces. And if you're wondering how I remove the rest of the dough on my hand, I take a bit of flour and then I sort of like wash my hands with it, if that makes. I think that sounds disgusting, but this is what I do basically. I just remove it like that, right? So yeah, that's what I do. And then I'm gonna show you a little bit how this flour looks on the counter, right? Guys, just please make sure that you clean your counter. It's clean, or just use another something flat to do this part, right? Okay, cool. Okay guys, please don't judge me. I use a glass to cut my my scones, and I just want to show you how I lay the dough, cut the scones as well as put them in the pan. I'm sure most of you know how to do this, but I just want to show you guys. Okay, so you have your area where you lay the dough. I don't have a roller, so I use my hands to lay it, and then I use my homemade cutter. So the trick here is to put a bit of flour over the brim of the glass, and then it helps with the cutting. So that is essentially what I do. And then I just lay the scones like that. I put a little bit of space in between the scones because they do expand a little bit in size. So yeah, they are almost ready to be put into the
Hey
pan.
guys, so after all that hard work, this is the end result. They're still very hot, if you can see on the sides. It's even steaming. They are absolutely delicious. The only thing is that they are not as, fluffy as I would have wanted them to be. However, they're like a good bridge between biscuits and scones. But they taste absolutely amazing. Absolutely amazing. I just want to break one so that you can just see. So you see how it just broke like that. So they are a bit like a good biscuit. And there you go. They taste absolutely amazing. So they're not as thick as I would have loved them to be. But yeah, they are absolutely amazing. And I am very proud of myself for these. Hey guys, if you have reached this part of the video, I truly appreciate you. Thank you so much for watching, and thank you for listening to me all through. Here's to finding a good work-life balance and just a good balance in our lives overall. But yeah, I hope to see you again next video. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.